Hello everyone, welcome back to Saddle Up Shooting. I'm Dave Strohmeyer, your host. I hope I have a good video for you today. What do the years 1977 and 1978 have in common with today's video? Well, we're going to go over that because that was the year that these two bullets were introduced to the marketplace. Now they've been adapted and probably improved, but these were the starting points, and so we're going to go over those. The target is set up at 100 yards. I'm going to be shooting two different rifles, one bolt action, one semi-automatic action, to test each bullet to see if the efficacy is still there. So come back in a moment, folks. Let's get shooting. 1977 was the year that Hornady introduced their interlock bullet. Now, it's not a sexy bullet. It's it's a cup and core bullet with a soft lead nose. It does have a cantilever, but this thing's been killing deer for, well, since 1977, and was very popular until the new craze for higher BC, faster twist barrel rifles, etc. have come along. Well, I'm going to be shooting these 129 grain Hornadys in both of my rifles that I'll have before you today. On the bench here is my Bergara B14 BMP 24-inch barrel. This was the very first chassis style rifle that I bought, and I'm sold on a chassis style rifle for its modularity, its adjustability. It just makes sense. Whether you're prone, sitting, or standing, or whatever, it's totally adjustable to your eye, shoulder, and body alignment to the target. So it can help you be a better shooter once you master the adjustability and how it fits to you. Alright, so we're going to be shooting this 6.5 Creedmoor, 129 grain to start. Then we're going to go to the 120 grain Sierra Pro Hunter, which was made in 1978. So let me go ahead and check the target camera on down there and get the Athlon Rangecraft set up, and we'll go ahead and get shooting. Have some fun. 1977 was a good year. It was my senior year in college, my last year of college football, and just getting ready to start on life. Alright, so Rangecraft is on, camera's on. Let's see how this thing shoots. The first shot is the most important to me. I did clean this barrel last night, so it is a cold bore, clean bore first shot. So generally what happens is the second and third shot is a little bit faster and a little bit more truer to zero, I guess. But not always. That's something for each one of you to figure out with your own rifle. Alright, here we go. And get comfortable. $27.69. Exactly the same, $27.69. All right, here we go, third and final shot. All right, what would you say, about 3/4 inch group? 27.84 on that one. All right, so you know, it's not the most accurate, but it's acceptable for hunting accuracy. That group out there would take me out to the extent of my ability, which is probably 300 to 400 yards. Okay, so now the next bullet is going to be the 120 grain Sierra Pro Hunter. Again, it was made in 1978. It is a flat base bullet, and it's a little bit stronger, a little bit tougher. The construction is a little bit different than the Game King bullets, which are boat tail. This is designed to be a little bit tougher at shorter ranges. However, Sierra does say that in Magnum type rifles or in rifles that have speed in excess of 3,000 feet per second to extend your distance on your shots, to be past 200 yards so that the bullet can slow down and this bullet can perform the way it's supposed to. Alright, so let's get a new session here. Alright, here we go. 1978, year I got married. So, a day that I'm constantly reminded of. A good year. $29.72. So on 9 grains, which is roughly what, 10% difference, I get almost 200 feet per second faster in speed. Huh. Not bad for deer-sized game. $29.89. Alright, I'm going to concentrate on this shot. Not happy with that group. With this rifle, these are loads that I worked up 4 years ago. So let's see, this one is with H4350. 43.5 grains. And the brass, this is the third resizing of the brass. Okay. Reset up. I'm going to shoot the same 3 and 3 again so that you can see the difference in performance on the target to rule out the bullet or rule out the shooter. Be right back. We'll see if the bullet performance changes. Alright, here we go. $27.93. So we did speed up. $27.98. $27.93. Okay, let's repeat this transaction now with the 120 grain Sierra Pro Hunter. Target just above the last one I shot. Everything's still shooting to the left a little bit, isn't it? $29.85. $3,038, so that was quite a jump. Standard deviation of 24 on those last 3 shots. Okay, well, let's go switch over to the next rifle, which happens to be my very first 6.5 Creedmoor that I bought, oh, probably close to 5 years ago now. Alright, see you soon. Okay, up on the bench now is my Aero Precision M5E1 chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor. This was the very first Creedmoor that I bought. The operation of an AR-10 is quite a bit different than a bolt action. First of all, the rifle handles all the cycling, all the action itself. But as far as your shooting fundamentals and the way you address the rifle, it's just completely different. It's more of a straight type of comb back into your shoulder. So the adjustability is, for me, had to be a little bit more adjustable option. So I got this Magpul PRS Generation 3 stock, which allows for comb height adjustment, length of pull adjustment. I got a fatter grip, just a few things. But most importantly, this has a Timney Elite trigger, which is set at 1.5 pounds. Now 1.5 pounds is probably a little bit too light for an AR-10. So I have to really concentrate on my trigger pull, not be quite so light, be more deliberate, and then after I break the shot to continue to hold the trigger against the wall because of the automatic reset. Because it's such a light trigger that if I was real light on my trigger pull, I would probably get a double fire. Alright, so here we go with the 129's, new target set up. Alright, so concentrate on that trigger pull. Here we go. Okay, that last shot went a little low, but that was 29.83. So look at the difference in speed between the bolt action and the AR. Okay, so let's move on to the 120 grain. Now this bullet was not loaded for this rifle, so this will be kind of a mystery. Reset the chronograph. Alright, it'll be the target just above the last one I shot. Trigger pull was okay on that one. This rifle's a lot more violent than the bolt action, so it's really fun. And I have literally shot, oh, probably just shy of 100 rock chucks with this rifle. I really like it. Fast follow up. $29.85. $3,030. Alright, what happened there? Sorry about that delay, folks, but I had a malfunction and YouTube is kind of sticky about showing how to fix a malfunction, so I just went ahead and took care of it. Alright, so here's the third shot for 120 grain. That last one 3030, and I popped a primer. So let's just see if that was a melody, or let's see what this speed is. But as far as the accuracy is concerned, it's pretty good. $3,021. No pop primer on that one, so we're good. All right, reset up. We're going to shoot the identical again to find out if we can improve upon the accuracy. Okay, target to the right. Let's do a real good one. Okay, 2775 on that last one. No spent primer. By the way, that loaded okay. All right, here we go. It'd be the target right above the last one. Actually, it felt like a lighter recoil. 3008. Other than the case being hot. Primer looks good. No extraction mark, so a little bit of an extraction mark. Just a tiny bit. Alright, let's shoot the two more. The reason why I want to shoot these up is because I need to shoot some 130s for the upcoming deer season, and Sierra, who makes the Pro Hunter, came out with a tipped game changer and 130 grain with a ballistic coefficient of well over 5. So that sounds pretty doggone exciting to me. Okay, how many did I put in there? Just 2? Okay. There we go. And I'll stop and check, okay? It's always smart to be safe and cautious, but also don't let it inhibit you from being deliberate in your shots. Otherwise, things just go to hell. Well, that's a nice soft recoil. Okay, no pop primer. That one didn't have any injection smears at all, and that was 3,000 even. All right, third and final shot. Let's have fun here, folks. I am. Oh, that's really soft shooting, those 120s. Hardly any recoil at all. 3014. So you can turn your 6.5 Creedmoor into a Magnum by just going down in bullet weight. All right, well, let's get back to the barn and analyze the target. All right, folks, over here is a Bagheera BMP with a 24-inch barrel. Over here is the Aero Precision M5E1 of 22-inch barrel. Okay, the 129s average of 28.13 and SD of 27. And you can see that those groups weren't the best. From there to there, is a 1/2 inch, so there to there is 3/4 inch. Okay, then the 120 shot a little bit better. Again, from there to there is a 1/2 inch, so that's a 1/2 inch group, and that averaged 3,012 with an FD of 16. So 3,012 to 2813, that's almost 200 feet per second difference on only a 9-grain lighter bullet. All right, so over here then is the Arrow Precision. Okay, same thing, 129 shot about a 1-inch group, but they averaged 2778, a little bit slower than the BMP, but a better SD of 0.25. Then the 120s, you saw those, an average of 3,007, an SD of 5.9. Here is where I had the pop primer. I don't think that had anything to do with the chamber or the pressure. I think that had to do with an improperly seated primer, because the SDs were really good. Okay, then the last three, both of them are about the same. All right, folks, well, if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you think I deserved it, please do give me a thumbs up. It helps the channel. Subscribe if you will. Leave a comment. But no matter what, as always, may God bless you all. See you again next time. Goodbye.